The biggest financial mistake I made at 20 wasn't buying stupid things. It was trying to save every penny. That single choice cost me thousands in lost growth because my money was being eaten alive by inflation, which the Bureau of Labor Statistics just reported is still over 3%. And it's why, according to the Federal Reserve's latest survey from 2022, the median net worth for someone under 35 is just $39,000. Here is the 8-stage roadmap to make sure that's not you. Let's start with stage 1, and it's the most important. Focusing on the elephant in the room. We've all heard the advice. Cut your subscriptions, stop buying coffee, track every dollar. This advice focuses on the mouse. It's about saving pennies, but the real game changer, the thing that will actually move the needle on your wealth, is the elephant. Your income. Imagine you have an elephant and a mouse in a room. Which one has a bigger impact? It's not a trick question. Your income is the elephant. Your daily spending habits are the mouse. You can spend weeks chasing the mouse, saving a few dollars here and there, or you can focus your energy on feeding the elephant, making it bigger and stronger. A 10% increase in your income will have a far greater impact on your financial future than a 10% decrease in your discretionary spending. This isn't to say that spending isn't important. We'll get to that. But it's a matter of priority. In your 20s and early 30s, your single greatest financial lever is your ability to earn more money. That is the foundation upon which everything else is built. So, before we talk about budgets or investing, we have to talk about maximizing that foundation. This directly challenges the traditional, almost puritanical advice of extreme frugality. We've all seen the gurus who tell you to live on rice and beans, to never eat out, to cut your own hair. While well-intentioned, this advice misses the fundamental math of wealth building. Let's be incredibly concrete. Cutting a $5 coffee every workday saves you about $25 a week, or roughly $1,300 a year. That's not nothing, but it's a linear, finite game. You can only cut so much before you're living a life of deprivation. Now, let's look at the other side of the equation. Your income. What if, instead of spending hours agonizing over that coffee, you spent that time learning a high-value skill, a skill that could justify a promotion or allow you to land a new job with a significant pay bump? Increasing your income by learning a new skill is an exponential game. It doesn't just add $5. It can add $10,000, $20,000, or even more to your annual salary. And that extra income doesn't just happen once. It compounds year after year, forming the basis for raises and future career moves. The mental energy you spend on nickel and diming your life is often better invested in UPSKILLING. Stop thinking about your $5 latte. Let's talk about the skills that can get you a $20,000 raise. Here are 3 you can start learning this week for 2025. The problem with advice like learn to code is that it's too broad. Instead, let's get specific. First, SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language. This is the language of data. Nearly every company in the world stores data, and they need people who can pull it, analyze it, and make sense of it. Learning SQL is not like learning a full programming language. You can become proficient in the basics in just a few weeks with online courses. Second, Tableau. This is a data visualization tool. Once you can pull data with SQL, Tableau allows you to turn that data into beautiful, easy-to-understand dashboards and reports that executives love. A person who can not only analyze data, but also presented clearly, is invaluable. Third, Google Ads certification. For anyone in marketing, sales, or business, understanding how to effectively run paid advertising campaigns is a superpower. Google offers this certification for free, and it immediately demonstrates a tangible, revenue-generating skill to a potential employer. These three skills, SQL, Tableau, and Google Ads, are highly specific, in demand, and can be learned relatively quickly online, making them far more actionable than some vague directive to simply earn more. Let's make this real with a story about Alex. Alex is 28, works as a digital marketing specialist in Austin, Texas, and is a perfect example of this principle in action. They make $63,128 a year, which, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics Q3 2024 report, is right around the median for someone their age. On paper, it sounds okay, but in reality, Alex feels stuck. Their rent in Austin is $1,600 a month. On top of that, they have a $350 monthly student loan payment on a $34,000 balance, a situation all too familiar for many. After taxes and basic living expenses, there's very little left over, and the idea of saving a meaningful amount feels like a distant dream. Alex's problem isn't that they're bad with money. It's that their income has hit a ceiling in their current role. They don't know which specific skills will lead to a real salary increase. After doing some research, Alex identifies that data skills are becoming non-negotiable in marketing. So they commit to a 3-month plan. Every evening after work, they dedicate 90 minutes to learning SQL and Tableau through an online platform. It's a grind, but it's a focused effort with a clear goal. After 3 months, they update their resume and LinkedIn profile, highlighting these new skills and targeting roles like marketing analyst or data-driven marketing manager. The outcome is transformative. Alex can now confidently apply for jobs in the $75,000 to $85,000 range. That's a potential increase of over 20%. This isn't just a small raise. It's a fundamental shift in their financial trajectory, all because they focused on the elephant, not the mouse. Comment below with one skill you're going to research after this video. SQL, Tableau, or something else. Okay, you've got a plan to increase your income. Now for stage 2 and 3, telling that money exactly where to go. Many people hear the word budget, and they immediately think of restriction, of a financial diet where they have to say no to everything they enjoy. I want you to completely reframe that. A budget isn't a defensive tool. It's an offensive one. It's not about restriction. It's about direction. It's you, as the general of your financial army, telling your money exactly what to do and where to go to win the war for your financial freedom. The framework we'll use is the 50-30-20 rule, but with this offensive mindset. It's simple and powerful. 50% of your after-tax income goes to your needs. This includes your rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, and minimum debt payments. These are the essentials you need to live. 30% goes to your wants. This is for dining out, travel, hobbies, entertainment, the things that make life enjoyable. And finally, the most important category. 20% goes to savings and debt paydown. This is your attack money. This is the portion that you will use to build your financial fortress and your wealth-generating machine. This 20% is your ticket to freedom. Let's go back to Alex and apply this offensive budget using real numbers. Alex's gross salary is $63,128 a year. But a $63,000 salary isn't what you take home. After federal and state taxes, that comes out to about $5,250 per month gross, or roughly $4,200 in actual take-home pay. This is the number that matters. Let's break that $4,200 down with the 50-30-20 rule. First, 50% for needs comes to $2,100 per month. This perfectly covers Alex's $1,600 rent, plus utilities and groceries. It's tight, but it works. Next, 30% for wants is $1,260 per month. This is the money for enjoying life in Austin, going out with friends, saving for a small trip, buying new clothes. This isn't about deprivation. It's about allocating a specific amount for fun, guilt-free. Finally, we have the 20% for savings and debt. For Alex, that's $840 per month. This is the key to everything. This $840 is the money that will change Alex's life. It's a clear, concrete target that transforms saving from a vague hope into a specific monthly mission. Now, having a target is one thing, but hitting it consistently is another. The secret is Stage 3, automation. This is where you remove willpower, discipline, and memory from the savings equation. The principle is simple. Pay yourself first. This means the very first thing that happens when your paycheck hits your account is that your attack money gets moved out automatically before you even have a chance to spend it. Don't wait until the end of the month to see what's left over. There will be nothing left. You dictate the terms. For Alex, this means setting up automatic transfers for the day after their paycheck arrives. That $840 is automatically whisked away from their checking account and sent to do its job. Money for your future self should be the first bill you pay, not the last. Let's look at Alex's journey again. Before, their gross monthly income of $5,250 would come in, and by the end of the month, after taxes and all the various expenses, it felt like there was nothing left. Money would just disappear from their checking account without a clear plan, making saving feel reactive and, frankly, impossible. It was a constant source of stress. By implementing this system, Alex first calculates their real take-home pay, $4,200. They apply the 50-30-20 rule and now have their mission-critical number, $840 a month. Then they log into their bank's website and set up 3 recurring automatic transfers for the day after their paycheck hits. One goes to a savings account for emergencies, one goes to an investment account, and a smaller one goes for extra debt payments. The outcome? Alex is now effortlessly saving and investing $840 every single month without thinking about it. They have seized control of their cash flow. This $840 is the most important number in Alex's budget. In the next section, I'll show you the 3 accounts it needs to be split between to build a financial fortress. Now for stage 4 and 5, building your defense. This is what protects you from life's curveballs and allows you to invest with confidence. Stage 4 is building your emergency fund. This is the most foundational step after getting your budget in order. An emergency fund is 3 to 6 months worth of your essential living expenses set aside in a separate liquid savings account. This is not an investment. I repeat, this is not an investment. Its job is not to make you rich. Its job is to act as insurance. It's insurance against a sudden job loss, an unexpected medical bill, or a major car repair. Without an emergency fund, Any of these events would force you to go into high-interest credit card debt or, even worse, sell your long-term investments at the wrong time, completely derailing your financial plan. Having this cash buffer gives you peace of mind and the stability to weather any storm without starting from scratch. It is the bedrock of your financial fortress. But where you keep this money matters immensely. Don't let your emergency fund sit in a traditional checking or savings account earning virtually nothing. That's a guaranteed way to lose purchasing power to inflation every year. The right tool for this job is a high-yield savings account, or HYSA. These are typically online-only savings accounts that offer interest rates that are dramatically higher than those at big brick-and-mortar banks. As of December 2024, according to sites like Bankrate and NerdWallet, you can find FDIC-insured HYSAs from banks like Ally Bank or Marcus by Goldman Sachs, paying up to 5.3% APY. Let's compare. A traditional savings account might pay 0.1%. On a $10,000 emergency fund, that's a measly $10 a year. In a HYSA at 5.3%, that same $10,000 earns you $530 a year. That's free money that helps your emergency fund keep pace with inflation. Let's pause the story. Do you know the interest rate on your savings account? If it's less than 1%, you are losing money every single day. Here's a screenshot of what a modern HYSA pays. Getting your money into one of these accounts is one of the easiest financial wins you can get, and it takes about 10 minutes to open one online. Once you're consistently funding your emergency fund, it's time for Stage 5. Attack high-interest debt. For many people, this means credit card debt. For Alex, the biggest burden is their student loan. This is an incredibly common situation. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York reported in Q3 2024 that the average student loan balance for people in their age group is about $34,000. Let's attack that. High-interest debt is a financial emergency. Any debt with an interest rate higher than what you can reliably earn from your investments, and certainly higher than the APY on your HYSA, is actively working against you. Paying it off provides a guaranteed, risk-free rate of return equal to its interest rate. Paying off a credit card with a 22% interest rate is like earning a 22% guaranteed return on your money. There is no investment in the world that can offer that. Attacking this debt is both a financial and a psychological victory. Every extra dollar you put toward the principal reduces the amount of interest you'll pay over the life of the loan and brings your freedom date closer. Let's bring it back to Alex. They have their $840 per month in attack money, but they face a paralyzing choice. Should they save for emergencies first, or should they throw everything at their student loan debt? The answer is to do both. In a strategic order, Alex opens a high-yield savings account with a 5.3% APY. Then, they split their $840 savings. The priority is the emergency fund, so $500 per month goes directly into the HYSA. Their goal is a $10,000 emergency fund, which is about 3 months of their essential expenses. At this rate, they'll hit that goal in 20 months. The remaining $340 per month is split again. A portion of it goes toward their student loans as an extra principal payment, accelerating the paydown. The rest starts building a small investing habit, which we'll cover next. The key here is the waterfall effect. Once the emergency fund is full, that entire $500 per month is no longer needed for savings. It gets redirected like a fire hose, aimed squarely at their highest priority target, whether that's becoming debt-free or aggressively ramping up investments. Within 20 months, Alex has a fully funded emergency fund, giving them immense peace of mind. They are no longer one bad day away from a financial disaster, and they're already making a dent in their student loans, saving real money on interest. This is how you build a fortress. We've built the foundation. Now for the final stages, 6, 7, and 8, where we build the skyscraper. With your emergency fund building and your high interest debt under attack, it's time to start putting your money to work for the long term. This is where true wealth is generated. Stage 6 is opening a tax-advantaged retirement account. The single best place for most young people to start is a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is an individual retirement arrangement where you contribute after-tax money. What does that mean? It means the money you put in has already been taxed. The magic is that it then grows completely 100% tax-free. When you pull it out in retirement, you won't owe a single penny in taxes on all those decades of growth. This is an incredible advantage. For 2025, the IRS says you can put up to $7,000 into a Roth IRA. Alex's plan of investing $340 a month or $4,080 a year is well within that limit. Getting started is as simple as opening an account with a low-cost brokerage like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab. Okay, you've opened the account. Now what do you actually buy? This brings us to Stage 7. Invest simply. Investing seems complex and scary because the financial world wants it to. But for 99% of people, the best strategy is incredibly simple. Instead of trying to pick individual winning stocks like Apple or Tesla, you can buy the entire market through a low-cost index fund. A perfect starting point is an S&P 500 ETF. An ETF, or exchange-traded fund, is a basket of stocks you can buy with a single click. An S&P 500 ETF, like VOO from Vanguard or IVV from iShares, holds stock in the 500 largest publicly traded companies in the United States. By buying one share of VOO, you instantly own a tiny piece of Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and 497 other corporate giants. This provides instant diversification and removes the guesswork of stock picking. You are betting on the long-term growth of the American economy as a whole. Don't get lost in stock picking. A simple low-cost ETF like VOO from Vanguard gives you a piece of the 500 largest companies in the U.S. Set it and forget it. This leads directly to the final and perhaps most crucial step. Stage 8. Stay consistent. The engine of long-term wealth is compound growth, and the fuel for that engine is time. This isn't about timing the market. It's about time in the market. While it's not guaranteed, the S&P 500 has historically averaged around a 10% annual return over the long run. This is the engine of long-term wealth. Some years it will be up 20%. Other years it will be down 10%. Your job is not to predict these swings. Your job is to set up an automatic investment every single month and ignore the noise. By investing consistently, you practice dollar-cost averaging, buying more shares when prices are low and fewer when they are high. This disciplined, automated approach is what separates successful long-term investors from panicked speculators. Consistency is the superpower that unlocks the magic of compounding. Let's follow Alex one last time on this journey. They have their savings automated, their emergency fund is growing, and they're ready to invest the remaining portion of their $840 attack money. But like most people, investing feels intimidating. They're afraid of losing money. The solution is to follow this simple, automated plan. Alex opens a Roth IRA with a brokerage like Vanguard. They then set up an automatic investment for that $340 per month that was allocated in their budget. This money is automatically pulled from their checking account and invested into one single thing. VOO, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. They commit to not touching it, not checking it every day, and not panicking when the market has a bad week. What's the outcome of this simple, consistent action? By investing just $340 a month and assuming a 10% average annual return, Alex's Roth IRA could grow to over $750,000 by the time they reach retirement age. And because it's in a Roth IRA, that entire amount is completely tax-free. They have successfully built a true, automated, wealth-generating machine that works for them in the background while they live their life. That is the power of this 8-stage roadmap. If you learned something new about investing just now, hit the like button. It helps me know this is useful. So let's recap the entire roadmap. First, focus on high-income skills because your income is the biggest lever you can pull, especially early in your career. It's the elephant in the room. Forget the $5 lattes and focus on the $20,000 raise. Second, use the 50-30-20 rule not as a restrictive diet, but as an offensive plan to tell your money where to go. Then, automate that plan to pay yourself first, removing willpower from the equation and guaranteeing you hit your savings goals every single month. And third, build your financial fortress. Start with a 3 to 6 month emergency fund in a high-yield savings account to protect yourself from life's surprises. Then, attack high-interest debt. Finally, start investing for the long term in a simple, low-cost S&P 500 ETF inside of a tax-advantaged account like a Roth IRA. Here are your action steps. Immediate, as in today. Calculate your monthly take-home pay and then find your 50, 30, 20 numbers. What is your 20% attack number? Knowing this is the first step. Short term, as in this week. Open a high-yield savings account online. I'm serious. It takes less than 15 minutes, and it's one of the easiest ways to start earning more on your cash. And long-term, as in this month. Start researching one high-income skill that is relevant to your career. Look up SQL, Tableau, or Google Ads, and see which one could give you the biggest boost. If this roadmap was helpful, subscribe to the channel for more content that breaks down complex finance into simple, actionable steps. And if you know someone who is trying to get their finances in order, share this video with them. It could be the roadmap they've been looking for. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for educational purposes only. All investment strategies involve risk. All data is from the sources cited, such as the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Federal Reserve, and the IRS, as of late 2024. Please consult with a licensed professional for your specific financial situation.